Hello, hello, hello. I am excited to talk to you today about insulin resistance and the herbs that can help you to restore insulin sensitivity. There are a number of them, and I'm going to share a few of them today and talk to you about how that works, right? And let's just get started. I'm Dr. Rita Marie Loscalzo. Welcome back to this channel where we serve people who are looking for solutions to help their health naturally and holistically. And we also help health and wellness practitioners to do the same. So, what I want to do is talk today about insulin resistance. And insulin resistance is this condition that affects probably 80 million people in the US alone, maybe more than that, lots and lots and lots and lots of people. And the sad thing is, most people don't even know that it affects them. Most people have no idea that the symptoms that they deal with on a day to day basis, like brain fog, excess weight around the middle, exhaustion, all of those symptoms can be related to a problem called insulin resistance. And to just go back to biology 101, insulin is a hormone that gets secreted by your pancreas every time you eat. When you eat, you have this surge of sugar that gets into your blood. Even if you're eating well, the food gets broken down into sugar, and insulin is what takes that sugar, puts it into the cells so the mitochondria can take it and turn it into energy. And what happens over time, because many people, the standard American diet, what I grew up on was sugar and starches. And probably 75% of most people in the US, that's what their diet still consists of. So it's putting a load on the pancreas to have to secrete all of this insulin. And the insulin can be damaging to cells. So the cells go, no more, no more, no more. They don't allow the insulin to get into the cells anymore, which means the sugar doesn't get into the cells anymore, which means the sugar gets high in the bloodstream. And with that, when that happens, it causes cravings, it causes those afternoon energy dips, but it also damages blood vessel linings, causes the blood pressure to go up, and so many more dangerous effects of too much insulin. And so, what we're going to talk about today is ways to circumvent that. Obviously, you want to avoid becoming insulin resistant. And the true way to overcome insulin resistance is to stop eating those foods, those highly processed foods loaded with fructose and glucose and sucrose and anything else. And it's all sugar. And what it does is it puts a load on the pancreas, and it makes it really difficult for everybody to deal with it. And that can lead to diabetes. But even if it doesn't lead to diabetes, it doesn't lead to diabetes in everybody. What it does is it leads to a condition called hyperinsulinemia and insulin resistance. So it's an excess of this hormone insulin in the bloodstream all the time, right? So when you have an excess of insulin in the system all the time, you're going to get stiffened arteries, which isn't so good if you have a family history of heart disease. And even if you don't, it's not so good if you're exhausted all the time, because it could be a cause of it. It affects your appetite. So you get that afternoon energy slump, like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, that everybody thinks is normal. You get that. And what do? You eat, right? You grab for caffeine because you're exhausted, or you grab for sugar. I did that for decades. I did that every time. Like afternoon, I was always drinking the Coke or the Pepsi or the black tea. Right. And then I put on weight and I got brain fogged and had a whole lot of health issues that I've reversed since by reversing my insulin resistance. Doesn't mean I went back to eating the sugar. No, I stuck to that better diet. So I put together this list. I want to share with you what that looks like, right? It's basically foods that can reverse belly fat, fatigue, and lack of focus. Well, guess what? Those are early symptoms of insulin resistance. So I put together this really nice little book, and you can get it. We'll put a link into the chat. It's at drritamarie.com/ I think belly fat foods. Let me see. I know what it is, and I'm going to put it into the chat when we're over. Let's see. Yeah, it's reverse belly fat. Sorry, drritamarie.com/ reverse belly fat, but we'll put it in there. And it's got pages and pages of these beautiful little pictures of these foods and herbs and things that you can add to your diet that help restore insulin sensitivity. And the little descriptions here, what they do is they show you how. They tell you how. So, for example, I'm going to pick an herb that's very common and grows in my garden. I love, love, love this herb. It's called basil. And basil improves insulin sensitivity. There's another one, let's see, bitter melon, which most of us don't grow here, but it's a very common Asian one. You can get it in the Asian markets, and it helps us to use glucose more efficiently, and it blocks the absorption of sugar in the intestine. So that's a good one to use to curb those cravings and to have less of a damaging effect. Not a really an herb, but a food, but it's one of my favorites is blueberry. And blueberry helps to restore insulin sensitivity. Let's see how it does that. It contains compounds called anthocyanins, and they help to get sugar into the cells. Nice, right? There's others. There's a lot of herbs like this, and they're all in this document. I'm going to go through some of my favorites and some of the easiest ones for you to find. Cinnamon. You've probably heard that cinnamon is good for blood sugar balance. At least a lot of people have. And cinnamon, especially Ceylon cinnamon, will have an effect on the insulin sensitivity. So when you're eating, like, say, oatmeal, which could raise your blood sugar because it's starchy, you can add cinnamon to it and decrease the ability for that to happen. It blocks the process of insulin, the insulin binding and the insulin sensitivity or lack of sensitivity. Let's see. Oh, citrus peel extract. Most people don't do that, but you've seen that. Christmas cookies. I had these great Christmas cookies that I loved, and it called for orange peel extract or lemon peel extract. And that's basically, like, you can get it yourself by taking the peel and slivering it off, or you can just get an extract of it or an oil like that has that in there, and that helps improve your insulin sensitivity. Cloves. So sometimes, like, Christmas cookies, thank goodness they have cinnamon and cloves and things like that in it to help. But the best thing is to learn how to make Christmas cookies without all the sugar, without all the flour. And I have a whole bunch of recipes like that we can hook you up with. Sign up for this book, and we'll let you know where you can find all the rest of those. We have a monthly thing that we do, which is making foods in the kitchen, and I have a whole collection of like 150 recipes. A lot of those are out there for you to find when you join our membership. So guess what? Dark chocolate. That's one of my favorites, especially sweetened with stevia or lohan, not sugar. I actually like the 100% dark chocolate. Most people think I'm crazy. He gave some of that to my son last summer, and he's like, blah, it's too bitter, but I kind of like it. But when you add some coconut cream and you add some good stuff like stevia or lohan, you can sweeten it and make it really delicious. Fenugreek's another one. Fenugreek is also good for women who are nursing because it helps to stimulate breast milk production. Another one of my favorites is ginger. I use ginger a lot. I put it in smoothies. Again, going back to Christmas cookies, gingerbread cookies, ginger, cardamom, cinnamon, clove. It's all in there. And chai tea. Another one, that's a really good one for improving insulin sensitivity. So why is it important for you to improve insulin sensitivity? Well, it's important because insulin resistance is deadly. Insulin resistance is the underlying cause of just about every one of the killer diseases we know: heart disease, stroke, hypertension, cancer, autoimmune disease. All of those have a component of insulin dysregulation, insulin glucose dysregulation. So it's important to understand this. It's important to learn how to reverse this. And it's important to learn how to eat to reverse this. So I've just given you a few of herbs that can help, and some foods, things like turmeric is another herb, and onion and lemon. Maitake mushroom is another one. And I love to take maitake mushroom and grate up some fresh ginger, garlic, and turmeric and put them all together and make a soup with maitake mushrooms. And you can get them dried or you can get them fresh certain times of the year. And it's phenomenal. And it just really helps to keep your blood sugar regulated. When your blood sugar is regulated, your weight gets regulated, your brain works better, and overall you feel better and you protect yourself. So what's not to love about this? So very good book. I'll put the link into the chat, drritamarie.com/reverse belly fat. And it's a wonderful little guide, short and sweet, and just pick foods out of there that you don't do on a regular basis. Start to do them on a regular basis. If you're already diabetic, your doctor's told you that you are insulin resistant, then this is even more important for you to do something about it. I know that had my parents known about this and been taught to do something different, they probably would still be around. But they had sudden heart attacks. And guess what? The most common cause of sudden death from heart attack or from any kind of heart problem is insulin resistance. So let's join together. Let's do this. We're going to be doing a very nice conference within the next few days. It's geared towards health practitioners and what I call nutrition nerds. Those of you who just love to eat up the information. And I'll put that link in the chat too. It's called Shine, and it's going to be amazing. You can do it online, or you can do it if you live close by, or you're able to get quick flights. You can come out to Austin and we can meet, and you're going to get some amazing gifts. We're putting together our goodie bags now. We're going to have amazing food, all foods that support restoring insulin sensitivity, fun stuff, dessert stuff, dips, hors d'oeuvres, good stuff. So highly recommend that you join us for Shine. ShineLiveConference.com is the way you get there. And I will see you on the next video. Thank you so much for being here, and subscribe to the channel. Just go ahead and do that, or or follow, because that way you'll get a lot of these videos as they come out. And I see a bunch of folks on. I don't see any questions, but I see a bunch of people here who have joined us on Instagram. So thank you for joining us. Melinda, hi. Kevin, hi. O'Connor, I'm not sure who that is. Whitney, Sabrina, Teresa, Colorado, 2 dogs, huh? And then Kind Meditation, Stephanie Drake. Great. So nice to see you there. And I can't really see who's on the other channels like Facebook. And okay, some people have put in comments. Let's see. Dan, I need energy. Listen up. These are some of the great things you can do. And thank you for putting that link in there. Whoever put that in, I appreciate that. Yeah, close. Yeah, super, super, super. And both the Shine conference and this booklet, free book. It's short, sweet. It's going to give you so much great information. Print it out, keep it in your kitchen, and start to use these foods on a regular basis. And until next time, be healthy, be unstoppable. Thank you. Bye-bye.